I'm Angela Lamont at Google Atmosphere London. I'm with Danny Attias from Grassroots. Danny, how did you get involved with Google?
Well, actually, one of the keynote discussions today was from Ocado, and I met with a friend from Ocado. I used to work for John Lewis, so I've got a long history with those companies. And just over 2 years ago, and she said, "We're going Google." And this was just over lunch, a social lunch, and she said, "We're going Google." And I said, "What does that mean?" She said, "Well, we're going to Gmail. We're going to use Gmail as our corporate platform." And I didn't understand. What does that mean? That's a consumer product. It's just email. It's pretty basic. How can you move your entire company onto that? And eventually, I pretty much gave up on that conversation. And the last thing she said to me was, "Our admins love it because they don't have to manage Exchange anymore." I was like, "Okay, you got my attention now." So I made contact with Google and had a look and said, "What does that mean for us?" Grassroots, we're a performance improvement company and part of WPP. We've got a global organisation, 25 companies across 15 countries. So we've got a pretty distributed architecture, and I just thought, could this work for us? Probably not, but I'll just have a little look. Had a little look, got a call from Google, and within about 2 months we got sign-off from the board, and within about 2 months we were live globally. So it was very quick and very easy, and it was certainly a challenge, encouraging people to change their email client because they were so wedded to it and they loved it for so long. And now we're 15 months in, people are starting to understand why we got them to change their email client. It wasn't just about email. Hey, look, there's Google+. We can do Hangouts. I got a call today to say, we're having a meeting with all the MDs around the world, and we've got 15 people in, and some more people want to get onto this video conference. Can we get more? It's like, you've got 15 people on a video conference worldwide. A few weeks ago, you had nothing. You had no way of doing collaboration and so on. So it's absolutely brilliant. People are now really hitting limits and saying, we want more, we want more. So that's our journey. And it's been a long and interesting journey, which we worked with AppsCare, one of the channel partners. Without them, we wouldn't have made it so easily.
So, as you say, a long but interesting journey that some people didn't know they needed to go on, which makes it quite a beautiful change in the end. What other changes have you noticed?
A lot of people for a long time tried to use a new platform in the way they used the old platform. So they were really struggling and actually found it even harder. And we had to work with them, we had to encourage them and show them the differences. And you get that light bulb moment every now and then. The ones that really held back for a long time, that light bulb moment, they go, so I don't need to file everything. I can just search. I don't need to delete stuff and clean up my inbox. I can just archive. And that's just their email. Then they can start to look into people's calendars, and that works across all the geographies, and there's no real time delay. And that works really nice. Instant messaging, we never had an instant messaging platform, so that's a nice level to introduce. And something, actually one of the really small things, they showed me Google Forms right at the very beginning, and I thought, well, you know, what application is that? And there are hundreds of applications, internally, externally, for clients. We just gather information very, very quickly, and takes what was previously hours and hours of work of sending out lots of emails, getting lots of feedback and collating that all in spreadsheets, and people can create a form. And when they say, "Can you show me how to create it?" I say, "Yeah, go click create form, figure it out." It's really easy. And they do, and they use it all the time. So there's lots and lots of little things, as well as the big obvious Google Hangouts and video conferencing.
So after an initial period of people not being quite sure, this seems to be snowballing then.
Yeah, absolutely. What we've tried to do is we've tried as much as possible not to have the IT team or the training team going out there kind of saying, "This is great, use it." We try and encourage some key people around the business and let them drive it. So we had the COO join the business recently, and he didn't know anything about Hangouts, and he was meeting with the managing director of Grassroots France in Paris, and I'm sitting at my machine, and I get a Hangout call from the MD of Paris, and pops up, he's there with the COO behind him, and he's doing the demo. He's training. So we've got the MD of one of our businesses is now a Google trainer, brilliant, he's our Google guide, and he's training people on how to use it, and that's the snowball effect. Now we're trying to do that with Google+, and that's a challenge. because it's completely new and it's got no context, I suppose. Email, we understand. Instant message, we understand. Video conferencing, we understand. Social network in the enterprise, what's that?
But surely most people are social networking outside the enterprise.
And that's the challenge, is that mindset. It's something different. It's a different way of communicating. Again, even people who at home use Gmail fine and then at work use Outlook, we suddenly give them Gmail and they go, what's this? I don't know how to use this in a work context, and it just takes that little bit of time. But with the social network, the most powerful thing we found within Google Plus so far is communities. They're absolutely brilliant. Once you encourage people to go into the communities, then they all start to communicate. And rather than coming back to IT saying, how do I do this? They just post it to the forum and people start to answer, and they start breaking down those geographical barriers, which are the big thing. The big challenge for us, we're spread all over the world. And if we can break down those barriers and even those time zones as well, it just makes a big old difference.
So 15 months on, you've come a long way. Where are you heading next?
So now we're looking at a whole cloud compute offering, the apps engine offering, the big data. We work extensively with our clients to offer them insight into their clients, into their consumers. So we've got extensive data centers around the world and our own capabilities to operate our platforms at a kind of humming level day in, day out. But if we want to do a huge amount of data mining very quickly, then this is a logical progression. And also looking at our data centers and whether we can put some of the less sensitive data in the cloud and some of the serving. So we're really trying to understand what's going on with Apps Engine, with the big data and with the compute. I think it was a really interesting announcement at I/O last week. I think we've now got ISO 27001 on your cloud offering, which is brilliant. As a company that has that standard, it's incredibly important to us and all of our clients. We have over 1,000 clients, and information security is absolutely key to them. So that's a big tick, and that makes it really accessible. The per minute billing sounds great, but I don't think we're going to burst that big that quickly. But who knows?